time, spoke with an air of bemused disbelief. The grandmother cast a sidelong glance at the boy that would have been, if the boy had acknowledged it, withering. The boy shrugged. He'd only meant to be entertaining. Nothing he said had the slightest significance or depth. "Who brought it up?" the boy asked. "Not me." "Well, not me." In fact, as the grandmother drove, the boy had been skimming emails and text messages on his smartphone. It was one of the slew of mostly unwanted emails from his school that provided a link to the crisis hotline he deleted without a second thought. "Tell me something funny. I mean funny. There's this kid accompanying his grams for something to do on this perfect autumn day when he could be hiking in Peace River Canyon with his friends or alone with his Nike D200. Very funny. Dyslexic guy walks into a bra." "A what?" "A bra." The grandmother laughed. "That is funny. You're so ugly, in the sandbox, the cat tried to bury you." "No, that's not funny." "Come on, Grams. There's like a million you're so ugly jokes. That's one of the least nasty." "I don't like jokes that turn upon people being ugly or stupid or—" The grandmother's voice shifted just perceptibly, so the boy knew she meant to be funny. "Polish." The boy wanted to point out to the grandmother that jokes are based upon insults mostly. Where's she been all her life? The jokes he hears from his friends and tells are pretty crude, taken from the internet or cable TV. "There's this guy riding through the desert on a camel. He'd been alone for days, so he felt the need for sex. No women anywhere in sight, so the guy turns to his camel, who has become wary of him, like the camel had had some kind of experience like this before. So the guy tries to position himself to have sex with the camel, but the camel runs away. The guy runs to catch up with the camel, and the camel lets him on, but just to ride. But soon the guy feels a need for sex again, so he tries the same thing again, but the camel runs away. Finally, after crossing the desert, the guy comes to a road, and on the road is a broken-down car with two gorgeous blonde women in it. The guy asks the women if they need help, and they tell him if he fixes their car, they'll do anything he wants. The guy works on the car and gets the motor going, and the women thank him, saying, "Now, what can we do for you?" And the guy says, "Could you hold my camel?" The grandmother seemed to be contemplating this, but the grandmother did laugh, finally. "Okay, that's funny, only just not very. There's dirtier jokes that are funnier, Grams, but I'd guess you don't want to hear them." There was an edge to the boy's voice. The grandmother declined to reply. The grandmother continued to drive, now engulfed in a swirl of traffic at a rotary. The boy knew to remain silent as the grandmother navigated the exit. Not the first, not the second, but the third exit. The boy felt really old sometimes, but that was his secret. When the grandmother had exited the roundabout properly and was driving at a normal speed again, the grandmother said, "At least 5 people have asked me over the phone who is coming with me to the hospital and who will be driving me home. What they don't want is someone stepping out of their unit after waking from a procedure, fainting and falling down. Worse, falling down some stairs. What they don't want," the boy said, "is a lawsuit." The grandmother chewed at her lower lip, thoughtfully. "I guess you must be right. I never thought of it that way. I'd thought they gave a damn about me." "They can give a damn about you, Grams, and still not want to be sued." "Can you read the directions to me? Please." "I did. I have been. Jesus." The grandmother was driving slowly along a newly paved road in the direction of a high-rise building that looked to be made of dull green shimmering glass in several flaring wings. Beyond this building were smaller and flatter buildings. All were surrounded by parking lots. The boy was trying to match up the Google map with the actual landscape.